Hey humans, what is up? It's just your favorite demon, Raze Silva, and we are back with another Rima Evenstar video. And this is the dark side of Hoshimachi Suisei's rise to stardom. So I do know of Suisei, and everything that she and most things that she has gone through. I think um, Suisei is easily the best. She is easily, I think, the number one singer in all of Hololive. Bleh. You can tell I don't have a script for this. Oh, I'm so scatterbrained right now. Anyway, so I think we're just gonna jump into the video, so I don't stumble over words anymore. We're just gonna go for it.
Hoshimachi Suisei's story is anything but conventional, a tale that begins with an abandoned dream and transforms into one of the most remarkable comebacks in the realm of virtual idols. But as we talked about in many videos before, being a beloved idol comes at a cost, even when it comes from well-meaning fans, and this concept was clearly demonstrated very recently as Suisei has gotten into quite the scandal online, when fans, or should I say antis, started.
This video was a while ago. What was the... Oh, that's right! Fuck the unicorns who sit there and... Who gives a shit if they're dating somebody?
To speculate that she had a boyfriend. Since the emergence of K-pop culture, there has been an increasing scrutiny on idols' pureness and the public's desire for them to remain single and available for their fans. And one
Which is fucking stupid. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Like, that's asinine. Who gives a shit? Like, if you care about that truly, like, go get therapy or some shit. There's something wrong with you.
As you find out more about Suisei and her journey, you'll come to understand why she is regarded as the ultimate virtual idol embodiment and why her fans be acting up. But why are they behaving this way with somebody that doesn't play into the girlfriend experience and is known for being extremely frank and often rejecting Gachikoi's advances in the past? Because unlike others who have fallen prey to their fan base's whims and desires, Hoshimachi Suisei has always been very careful to set clear boundaries with her audience.
でもいいことないのでしない方がいいと思います。絶対もう必ずもうマジで絶対にもうどれほど優しい人でもどれほどイケメンでも何でももう何でもファンとは絶対に付き合わないんで、ファンと恋愛は絶対にしないんでよろしくね。
As usual, I'll be here to walk you through all the different stages of Suisei's careers because it's so primordial to understand her character and understand the larger-than-life perception of her that her fans built throughout the years. So let's get started. Hoshimachi Suisei was born on December 22. When she first debuted around 2018 as an indie VTuber, she said she didn't draw that much attention, as there wasn't that much hype around VTubers at the time, and there was already plenty of competition. To set herself apart, she dedicated a year of hard work, achieving the significant milestone of 1,000 subscribers, an accomplishment that meant a lot to her. As Suisei approached a critical point, she questioned whether to persist or if she had reached a crossroads, contemplating the future of her journey.
I feel like that's what happens to a lot of indies. I feel like a lot of very few indies actually get to where like doing this is sustainable. And I feel like that's why so many just disappear. Like, because you do it for a straight year and it doesn't really go anywhere. Like, at that point, like, it gets very defeating very quickly. I will say that.
On one hand,
Uh, I have attempted to do this 4 different times. So, and that's over the span of how long is about 13 years, I think. Yeah. I think that's total. Yeah. So yeah. Um and I've done several different things. So I get it.
found joy in being a content creator. On the other hand, managing everything independently, including the content for her streams, the video editing, and everything else, proved to be exceptionally challenging. But still, Suisei, being the hard worker she is, managed to independently release 2 cover songs during that period. It's a well-known fact that Suisei crafted her own Live 2D model and acquired the skills to rig it herself. Another thing that added
Yeah, she couldn't afford to get a model made, so she taught herself how to do it. And then the model that she has in Hololive is her model.
a layer of pressure is that she also used to speak in a noticeably high pitch until she realized the impracticality of sustaining it over the long term. This realization became part of the challenges she faced during this period, and this, among the multiple factors that I've already listed, led her to consider whether
Like a lot of VTubers, especially like company VTubers, they all start with that high pitch voice. Like, I don't know why, but like they all immediately go for that high pitch voice, and I'm just like, just talk normally, just talk normally.
it was time to seek support from a new company. Suisei then briefly joined a VTuber group named Signal before leaving her to resume her activities on her own. Short on money, she started to take some odd jobs working part-time and editing videos for other VTubers. She approached various agencies and got turned down by every single one of them, Hololive included. They each emphasized how difficult it would be for her to join an agency with her own model. Undeterred though, she pleaded for a second chance and asked.
Oh yeah, that was the thing, because she was just, that was her one thing. She was like, if you hire me, I'm going to be Suisei.
Hololive to reconsider.
一人でやっていけないと思ってたんです、その時は。の活動はとっても素晴らしいと思うんですけど、なんか柔軟に考えるんで、ちょっともう一回話をしませんかと。
And a week later, she received an unexpected offer to join Hololive's music label, Inonaka Music. Suisei surprised everyone by appearing at.
Yeah, because everyone knew Oski was about to be a thing, but because Suisei was added so last second that nobody knew who Suisei was. So Suisei was kind of like the surprise, we have 2.
Aski's first live concert on May 19, 2019, announcing her involvement with Inonaka Music. When she got up on stage, she recalls that there wasn't even a mention of her in the announcement, so everyone seemed surprised at this random blue-haired girl who had just gone up to perform. But once Suisei started singing, something amazing happened. One guy switched his light pen from red to blue, the color of Suisei. And then, like a wave appearing in the crowd, all of the light pens slowly started to turn from red to blue.
And the reason that is, you recognize talent the instant you hear it. Suisei is the GOAT. Everyone, and I think everyone recognized that immediately.
Blue, and they all swung their blue pen lights back and forth for her. Striving to release 2 to 3 covers monthly, Suisei faced challenges as well within Inonaka Music. The first being that their main priority was Aski-chan, but Suisei explains on stream that on top of that, Inonaka Music was not recognized as Hololive, so she didn't enjoy the same popularity buff as the other girls in the main branch enjoyed. Yes, Aski was performing and doing a lot of solo concerts, but even she was fighting for attention. It was tough, and little by little, Suisei started to.
I want to say that also that was during, I think that was before Gen 3, because it was around Gen 3 that Hololive started getting actual attention. I know that much. So I also think that was part of it, and also because her and Oski were technically separate. This got fixed relatively quickly. Well, not relatively quickly, but it did get fixed. That by the time that Iris came around, it was a non-issue. So Iris actually didn't face the problem that Oski and Suisei had at the start.
to get worn down by the lack of resources, the complex company policies, and ultimately, some of the projects that fell through that she eventually completely broke down on stream.
もうできないのが本当申し訳ない。
And was really considering quitting once and for all. But then came Hololive's favorite manager to the rescue, A-chan.
We love A-chan. A-chan is the true MVP of Hololive.
A-chan is a Hololive manager that is relatively well known in those circles. She even has her own cute Live 2D model. A-chan encouraged her and convinced her not to give up, as she managed to facilitate a transfer to the main Hololive branch behind the scenes.
私が寿司町水星
Soon after Suisei debuted under Hololive, they gave her model a little glow up while maintaining the essence of the Suisei character. To this day, she is still the only VTuber who has ever joined under her own persona. Suisei is part of Generation Zero, a group of talents who all had their debut.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like, she is the only one who has pulled it off, and I think that I feel like Suisei has been kind of the only person who's had that ability, and I think that speaks volume to just how insanely talented she is.
It's outside of the official group debut. Similar to Sora, Roboko, and Miko, although technically the third oldest after Roboko and Sora, Suisei joined the main branch after 3 generations were already established. At this point in her career, things starting to move extremely fast for her. Upon reaching 30k subs, she earned her own 3D model. A significant moment occurred during Hololive's first real-life festival, Nonstop Story, where Suisei experienced a substantial increase in viewerships, gaining many new loyal fans. On March 1st, she had her 3D debut with a banger solo concert featuring her original song Next Color Planet, composed by her favorite musicians from Artifact, with lyrics written by Suisei herself. 2 weeks after her debut, she participated in a 3D live event outside of Hololive with other VTubers. Suisei had been working relentlessly since her indie days, and she was pushing herself even more at this point. But since she was riding the wave of her momentum, taking a break was still not an option. But when COVID-19 finally hit and everything slowed down, Suisei began to experience the accumulated fatigue catching up to her. Eventually, she took a well-deserved break and credits her fan for allowing her to hold on for so long. There was a few factors contributing to Suisei's success at Hololive.
First VTuber to get on First Take, which was such a big deal. Like, I think Callie has brought this up, I think, where she says that Suisei has knocked down so many barriers for VTubers in general that, like, it's almost impossible to not like Suisei.
Live. First of all, you probably already heard that she is considered a god at singing. But not only that, she was exceptionally praised for her Tetris gaming skills, which were on par with some of the best players in the world. Many Hololive collabs contributed to growing her audience, and that's when we saw the birth of Psycho Suisei. Psycho Suisei refers to her Yandere mode, except she doesn't want to kill you because she loves you, but because she just thinks it's funny. Recently, she mentioned that she's toned down those antics and has behaved more normally according to her standards. Another popular meme that Suisei birthed was the Suisex meme. And by birthed, I mean not intentionally, as she really is not somebody who is yabe at all. People are so down bad for
She's hot. Wait, there's no tactful way for me to. She's hot.
Suisei that in Hololive's most recent dance practice hosted by her,
And she's not she's intentionally trying to, like, be like, to not this. Yes.
she was one of the only girls with a covered stomach. That didn't stop or even slow down the thirsting from happening.
No, that's. I don't know why. Like, if fire, like, her covering up, like, somehow, like, made it even better. Makes all the neurons fire in the
Although
brain.
she is very sezzo, she's one of the most looted VTubers out there. And you know what they say, the less you show, the more it leaves to the imagination. And that absolutely applies in her case. People are so in love with her, Suisei even got its own Urban Dictionary definition. And it's got 259 upvotes. Have you ever upvoted anything on Urban Dictionary?
No.
Yeah, me neither. Imagine, these people went the extra step to upvote this. And since we're on the topic of cringy posts, and because since I saw it, I'm gonna make you guys see it too, this Reddit post details how his crush found out about the Suisei meme by looking over his shoulder on his phone. People are so degenerately horny for her. There's a whole other meme that sparked from it, and I can't even bear myself to say this out loud, so I'm just gonna spit it out. And it's called Suipis.
Oh my god!
And this meme reached far and wide onto the dark corners of every internet space you could think of, sparking hashtags, fan arts. It's even got its whole section on TikTok, and it also resulted into getting its own bot on Reddit. Thankfully, or
Bruh.
not, depending on which side you stand on, it's been deleted as of 5 months ago, as Reddit new policies purchase bots like these. In the midst of a casual Duolingo stream, Suisei uttered this simple greeting.
Hi, honey. Hi, honey.
This simple greeting unleashed
And it was on that day.
a shockwave that rippled through the virtual cosmos, instantly captivating thousands of fans. This unassuming salutation wasn't just a hello, it was a seismic event that left admirers swooning and pledging their allegiance across the globe. Because, in the world of Suisei, even the most straightforward gestures wield the power to spark a phenomenon. And that's how years after this, even the sentence, "Hi honey," is still legendary. But it would be doing her
And it's now a certain mom VTuber's intro. If you know who I'm talking about, you know, then you know, a certain roach who we love. We stand here. We love Mama Roach.
a disservice to only mention the internet meme she sparked, as Suisei's music is globally adored and highly praised by other industry professionals. Her debut
There is not a bad Suisei song. There is not a single one that is bad.
album, Still Stella, released in September 2021, claimed a top spot on Billboard's Japan Download Albums chart. Her second album, Spectre, released on January 25th, saw collaboration with renowned creators as well. Notably, Suisei made history as the first VTuber to perform on the popular YouTube channel The First Take, alongside globally recognized artists, showcasing her live singing skills. The whole concept of this show being to record everything in a single take. Even among those critical of VTuber music, where opinions on Mori Calliope's work are greatly divided, for example, Suisei's music has been recommended and garnered largely positive response. Featured in various mainstream articles, Suisei's unique approach to music has solidified her as one of the world's most recognizable virtual idols. Eerily during that time, she also foreshadowed in an interview and in her lyrics the type of backlash she is facing today. The price you pay for fame that comes with facing the public and the worries that derive from that are common to all of us. Furthermore, she touches on a subject that many VTubers have talked about before: the length to which people will go to learn everything about their favorite idol and the anxiety that comes with having a large audience. Of course, Mishizure is a song about Suisei, but I also mixed in my own personal thoughts as I wrote it. Crafting music for a diverse audience, Suisei's appeal goes beyond VTuber fans. Her second album, written with the vision of a live band performing alongside her, came to life in an incredible concert. In a Billboard article, Suisei expressed her enjoyment of the challenges of breaking boundaries as a VTuber recording artist, aiming for widespread acceptance. Her broad appeal, coupled with appearances on shows like The First Take, cements Hoshimachi Suisei as the epitome of a virtual idol. But you know how it is with whatever idol culture touches, it comes with its fair share of expectations and
Yeah, you know, if my And if my thoughts weren't already clear, I don't like idol culture. I don't have an issue with idols themselves. I think they are insanely talented, and I have vast amount of respect for the hard work and dedication that they put into their craft. The culture that surrounds it, I think, is the most toxic environment I think that has ever been brought into existence.
Scrutiny. And with Suisei, as much as she never encouraged parasocial behavior in her viewer base, still ended up coming under fire when some fans, or more so aunties, started to speculate on whether she had a boyfriend or not. Similar to the Rusia incident, Daisuke Sakuma, an idol associated with the popular Snowman group, was streaming when a particular message appeared, allegedly sent by Suisei. The man seemingly freaks out and exits the room to ponder about what to do next, only to return a few moments later to shut down his stream. This caused a wild amount of speculation about him and Suisei's relationship. We're not going to be showing the footage of this video in here, as
which is fucking stupid. Like, it's dumb. And the reason he reacted that way is because it was that moment of, like, you can't even be friends with anybody. And, like, that's why I dislike it so much.
this video has been heavily struck down on every kind of social media platforms, so I'm not going to risk it. Some allegations about the fact that Suisei was married and some other crazy theories started to fly around as people deep dive to try to find out any instance or hint in her previous streams of the stories they were making up in their head. Most of the speculations were loosely based on an apparently male voice that could have been heard on Suisei's stream.
勉強をやるっていうことをわーちょっと待って
Did you hear it? Yeah, me neither. Because I had to replay this clip 4 times to hear the extremely faint, distant male voice that we hear in the background.
いうことを
See? There's been since then a few tweets, comments, and posts on Japanese websites that have surfaced criticizing either the fans, Suisei herself, or the male idol in question. And just as in the Rusia situation, we began to see images emerge of disgruntled fans selling their Hoshimachi Suisei merchandise.
Which, like, again, like, get therapy, my dude. Go touch grass, do something. Like,
I have a feeling that most of these comments are probably written by bots, and by bots I mean people who behave like bots, but also actually bots. I feel like a
So just
lot of
Twitter.
the internet's harassment campaigns, especially those waged on Twitter lately, are riddled with bots, so it's really hard to discern real information from false ones. This leads me to believe that it's probably a very small portion of Suisei's unicorns that are lashing out and could be the work of antis instead. But these are just my speculations, so who knows? But still, a few days after, Daisuke released a statement saying it wasn't anything like that, and there was nothing between them. That's when Suisei finally took to streaming to address the situation. Thankfully, her fanbase seemed very supportive of her during that stream, and she honestly impressed me by the way she handled it.
付き合ってるんじゃないのか同棲してるんじゃないのかはたまた結婚してるんじゃないのかみたいな話が上がってたんですね
There was definitely some trauma on Hololive's and actually everyone's end with what happened with Rusia in the past. But it is most likely Suisei will simply end up shaking this off. I'll also note that this website writes supposedly shows, so who knows, could be fake as well. With everything that goes on the internet lately, I think it's fair to take this with a grain of salt. And like I mentioned before, there seems to be a lot of burner and throwaway accounts perpetrating those rumors. But nonetheless, even if this whole affair was actually patented solely by antis, or if Suisei's Gachikois had a part in it, or even a mix of both, Isn't it still odd that you can even attempt to cancel someone because of this? When she addressed the controversy, she asked her friends and fans that if they're not comfortable with seeing that kind of behavior happen to her, to step away for a little while to protect themselves. And that's just to show how these events will still impact her stream, and her interaction with others simply because she is an idol. And even though all of
Thankfully, it ended up just being a blip and didn't really like do anything to her.
these allegations are completely baseless. Anyway, food for thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and stick around for the post-credit scenes because I have a nice surprise for you. Additionally, we have just launched our very own Minecraft server, so make sure to join our community Discord if you'd like to participate. Like and subscribe and watch my Uru Harushia video if you want to learn about the very similar situation she was in, but that unfortunately didn't pan up quite as well. Until next time! But it would be doing her a disservice to only mention the intermediate. Petit patapou.
Oh, I love it. Anyway, as always, the video will be in the description. You know, go show Rima some love. One little last thing that I will touch up on. So, I think one of the one memory I will have of Suisei that is forever just burned into my existence. So, I quickly picked up on just how insanely talented Suisei was as a singer, and she quickly became like, I quickly dubbed her like the number one. And just to clarify, this is not me saying that like the other hololives are bad. That is not at all. I just think that Suisei, I think, has the best singing ability, personally. I know a lot of people would put Risu in that spot, and that's very fair. Risu is also like just insanely talented. But, and I think, and I've said this in several videos beforehand, that I've put that I consider Toa to be like number 2. I specifically remember what was it? Make Your Wish Hollowfest was the very first Hollowfest that I watched, because it was the Hollowfest that that Myth was going to be a part of. Like, it was their first performance like in Hollowfest. So I remember it's the end of day 1, and I had Kiara's watch along also going like in another tab while I was watching it. And of course Suisei came out last, because I'm just like, of course Suisei's going to be last. Like, you don't put Suisei on early, because there's not no offense to everyone else, no one's going to follow that. So whatever day Suisei is on in Hollowfest, she's always last, because everyone knows that no one's gonna follow that. They're gonna try, but they're just not going to. So Suisei came out, she sang Stellar, it was all good, but then she comes back out with Toa to do a duet version of Ghost, and Kiara's reaction sums everything up, because Kiara just kind of just looked at the screen and just said, "Damn." Because because Kiara was on day 2. I specifically remember Kiara was on day 2, and was the first time that we got to see Kiara like just fully soar. And so Kiara was just like, how am I gonna Kiara, because I'm sure Kiara was like, how am I supposed to go against that? How is that supposed to happen? I'm sure a lot of other people, like everyone in day 2, because it's funny, because after that, like for the last 2 years after that, Suisei has always been like on the last day. Suisei has not been on day 1 since that. And I think that was the reason, was because it kind of destroyed everyone on day 2. Uh, anyway, I've rambled on enough. So with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe. Original video again is in the description, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.